Hello, welcome back to Color and Canvas, and I'm welcoming all of our beginners today. When we started this page, it was just to share painting techniques, and we found a lot of people found it all over the world, and they've never seen paint pouring before, and they have a lot of questions. So I thought, let's tell everybody what they need to know to get started. And so one of the interesting things about having followers that are all over the globe is that everybody has access to different kinds of supplies. And what I will use in the video you may have never seen and have absolutely no possibility of buying where you live. So let me show you a lot of different options, and you probably will have be able to buy some of these things where you are, or find them, or at least order them easily. So let's begin. Let's talk about paint. What kind of paint do you want to use? Well, acrylic is what you want to use. This is what we paint pour with, is acrylic based paint. The quality of the paint is entirely up to you. So I'm going to start with the most beginner paint and move up to better quality, and we'll discuss it as we go. What a lot of people begin with is craft paint. You can see this is acrylic craft paint from the dollar store. These are very inexpensive. They're great, for doing crafts, for the children to use to paint, but they are not the best thing to use for paint pouring. They are not heavily pigmented, and you will find that your colors are not going to be particularly bright after you mix them with your pouring medium. I don't recommend them, but if you're learning, or if this is all you have access to, definitely use them. Absolutely. Wonderful way to learn, and you can see what you like to do before you invest money in more expensive paints and different colors and things. So these are a great starting point, actually. Craft paint. The next step, we will go to kind of an inexpensive acrylic paint for painting portraits and things like that, landscapes, whatever have you. Painting with a brush, this is what a lot of people will use. This is what I have available to me in Canada. These are very inexpensive. They're excellent. It's kind of a medium body paint. You'll find it at any art store where you're at. Artist Loft is a very, very good brand for entry level. I use it all the time in a lot of my work. I find it perfectly excellent. So some people like more expensive, more highly pigmented paint. It's entirely up to you what you want to use. This is great. A step up from that, I'm going for the Liquitex brand. That's what I have available. I love using Liquitex. Excellent, excellent paint. Comes in lots of colors. Nice body. You can usually dilute it, 3 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint, and still have really, really good pigment in it, really good color. So I love this kind of paint as well. It's a little something different is the Flow acrylic from Artist Loft. Usually people in North America anywhere can get it, and I think in Australia, New Zealand as well. This is not as heavy bodied as these two, even though these are really kind of a medium. They're not a heavy body. This flows, but it still needs pouring medium, so it's a little bit misleading on the label when it's called Flow acrylic. It's just thinner. It's a lighter body of paint than the other ones, so it's good. I use this all the time as well. I usually mix it 1:1 or 1:1.5 with pouring medium because it is thinner. It doesn't need so much to be able to pour. So, but again, it doesn't come in a lot of colors, but if you want to pour a lot or use it for base coats or something, it's a really, really good product. Then we get into some interesting things, and these metallics. These are a little bit misleading because they look like and pretend to be craft paints, which they are. They are craft paints, but they are not on the same level as this kind of craft paint. These have much more pigment, much, much better coverage. This especially, the Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold. This will do outstanding things on your paintings. So the metallic folk paint or folk art, deco art, the metallic craft paints are absolutely wonderful. They will cost more than these will. They are worth every penny. You will just get amazing results with these. And then you can go to some other specialty items like deco art metallics. This is a much, much thicker paint. You're going to use a lot more pouring medium, but the shine on it is incredible. Absolutely amazing. So you can use any kind of metallic paints as long as they're acrylic, and mix with your pouring medium. And satin enamel, this is a very unusual one. It's still an acrylic paint. Even don't let, satin enamel, don't let that fool you. It is an acrylic paint. It has different ingredients in it. This is what people use to get like a cloud effect in their paint. You'll see videos. I'll be explaining it in some as well. But again, this is not something that you're going to, necessarily find in an art store. You're going to find this at a decorating store, sometimes in an art store, but you definitely can use it in pouring. The last thing, which is something I don't really use, and I've seen people use it exclusively, is house paint. They will use acrylic house paint tinted in different colors. And sometimes, this is what a person has a lot of, and you can absolutely paint with house paint. And yes, you do have to mix it with pouring medium still. It still has to be the right consistency. If it's too thick, your paint will crack. That's just how it goes. But you can also use house paint, so that is an option for you. I personally have used it a few times for base coats, but I don't really use it in my pouring. I don't have access to it. I'd have to buy gallons and gallons of it, and I prefer to buy these kind of things for my pouring. So, but that's an option for you. If you literally can't find anything, if you have house paint, you can go. So anyways, I hope that that's cleared it up. If you can read this, you can Google. So I highly recommend, if you don't have any of these brands in your area, I highly recommend find something that's similar. You're going to have to do some research, but since you're on the internet, I know that you can do that. So I highly recommend finding out what's available in your area. Ask around, see if other people have used it, and you can get started that way too. All right. Thanks for watching.